Hello right bags, it's Jade Plays Games with another Atlas video. Today they've released a brand new teaser trailer highlighting the combat, or dueling to be exact, in Atlas. If you don't know, Atlas may have a very different combat system than you're used to, not just from playing Ark but from other games as well. It does look like it's going to be combining real world strikes as well as some option to actually duel other players in a proper setting. So here's the actual trailer. As you can see, you have to throw your knife into the air to initiate it, or maybe this is just an emote, but the thing that makes this very different is the way the knife falls into the boat. Take a look at it as it falls into the plank. That is not an emote, people. This is not a drill, that is a combat mechanic. So it does look like combat is going to be tied to a dueling system at certain situations. I'm not saying you're not going to be able to go and just hack at anyone with a sword. We've seen that from the trailer and some of the screenshots, that's doable. But it does look like this dueling is going to be a proper thing. Maybe you can set aside prizes if you win. Maybe you can set aside gold as wagers. Maybe it's to fight for your boat. We already know that PvP is going to be a major component on the servers, of course, and of fighting other mobs and enemy AI, but having a set parameter where you can maybe wager something like your gold and take on another captain, or it could be a power struggle in your company, which is basically going to be your tribe or your clan. Maybe you have to do this to get control back over something, to settle a dispute with your fellow pirates. It's a really cool mechanic, and from the Steam store page you can get a little bit more information about the combat. We've gone over this before, but I think it highlights even more from the teaser trailer how important dueling might actually be. We've seen from the trailer and this brand new screenshot how combat is taking place on a boat or a ship, and you can see as well that it's quite deliberate. It's a little bit more different than what you're used to seeing from Ark, jumping around everywhere, going at super speed because you put all your points into your speed. I think it could be a really unique concept if this is the way that you're going to settle stuff, how you can take on board your company, how you can maybe wager against another enemy. That would be really something interesting, something I've not seen in a game before. Then again, maybe it's not as advanced as I'm giving it credit for. I'm going to add that tiny little bit of skepticism. Maybe it's just the way the trailer's been shot. Maybe throwing a dagger up into the air is something you can do. It will have a hit marker and it will go into the ground anywhere, but it doesn't really signify the dueling method. But the devs have been keen to stress that dueling is going to be a thing. Also, the trailer highlights the gorgeous colours and the different types of clothing and armour you're going to be able to wear. Now, we know microtransactions are going to come in. They're not going to be there at launch. They're going to be at some point later in the year. Hopefully, we're not going to get completely done over like some games. Not looking at you, Red Dead Redemption. But it is part of life now. It's a shame, but these kind of microtransactions are in the game. Are you happy to pay for this sort of stuff when possibly lots of mods will make it for free? That's the other aspect. With Atlas being so friendly towards mods, I reckon people will go mad making all sorts of different types of clothing mods. You are going to be able to fight with swords, maces, blackjacks, daggers as we've just seen, and obviously using your fists. And we do know that there are different guns including Blunderpuss and the Flintlock rifle. And of course there is going to be a mini game associated with firing your weapon. It is, remember, a very long time ago, using your gunpowder, getting it right. Maybe it gets ruined if you jump into the water or you spend too much time in there. But we do know there's definitely a mini game associated with reloading and repairing your ship. It looks like they're going mad for this quick time event style thing. I hope it really doesn't get too repetitive or boring, and it's something more like Gears of War and their active reload. So that's pretty much combat looked at with the brand new information, the new teaser trailer. But let's take a look at the screenshot they put out last night. There's a bunch of information from that too. So first things first, on the ship you can see there is a tanning station. You're going to be able to make and craft your own leathers, hides, and that will obviously go into other things like armours and clothing. This could be one of the skill sets mentioned. Remember, there's going to be over 300 skills and 15 disciplines. Like I told you guys in my $500,000 that made Atlas video, go and watch it if you haven't seen. It gives you a little bit of information and a lot of speculation about where the original ideas for Atlas have come from and what gameplay mechanics you can expect. But nevertheless, I mentioned the fact that they took a lot of stuff, in my opinion, from games or mods like Survival Plus and Primitive Plus, where you have specialist roles where people will have that role as an armourer or as a soldier or someone that can do other things like cook even. You can also see the different types of barrels and chests. Now that seems like a small thing, but some of these chests, maybe they only hold certain things like food and resources, while other chests will hold gold and precious jewels. And same thing with the barrels, some are going to be just for water and others are maybe going to be for things like gunpowder or other aspects of the resources you're going to be getting. Beer is 100% confirmed though. Well, no, I wouldn't say it's 100% confirmed, but that's what it looks like in the corner there, them red sort of ones just hiding behind the netting. Also find it pretty interesting that people or NPCs or other players are able to sit on the sides of the boat. You can see them just hanging their legs off the sides, watching the fight, the drama unfold. And we're getting a chance to see the first rail cannon. It's going to be basically the deck cannon that you're going to be able to utilise to maybe ward off people trying to board you. We've got the big cannons underneath, but the little ones on the sides of the ship there, they look pretty cool as well. They're going to be similar to a, one-shot tiny mini cannon. I love the way the water is a golden colour as well because the sun is setting. It makes the water different and shine. It's not going to be just the same bog standard blue or green the whole way through. That looks pretty cool. They really do seem to have nailed water correctly. Maybe they've borrowed heavily from Unreal Engine's water code, the same one that Sea of Thieves used. And the last note on the bottom left hand corner, you can see that tiny little glimmer. It's like a purple or blue box. It does look like the loot caches are going to be there just like they were in Elite Trader. They are returning from Ark Survival Evolved where you could get loot drops. Maybe they'd have decent items in them and no more crop lots. Atlas does seem like it's going to be able to give us random loot opportunities. Maybe we're going to be fighting it out against other pirate captains. There's a lot of maybes in there of course, but I'm going to keep you up to date as much as I can with factual information, and I'll always label if I'm just surmising or talking about something I think is just an idea. We will take a look at combat once more. I'm going to take a look at the siege weapons and how I think taming and creatures aren't going to be the focus of Atlas. It really is going to be down to hand combat and utilising weapons and ammo, gunpowder to get the upper hand on your enemies. Creatures, tames, from everything we've seen so far, really just do seem to be utilised for work rather than necessarily utilising them for going and taking on enemies. I'm Jade Plays Games. I am getting a little bit excited. I can't help it. It does look great. Despite all the gripes, despite all the criticisms, and that's come a lot just from me, I am starting to look forward to trying it out. And at least we'll know, at least you'll get a good, honest opinion when the game launches on the 19th of December. I am Jade Plays Games. Hit this video up with a like. Go and check out my other videos, and I'll see you rat bags later.